Upcycles. I'm Frankie, and I'm going to upcycle something today. Look, I've had this little jacket sitting in my closet for quite a while, and because I wanted to do something to it, I just didn't know what I wanted to do to it. I got it really cheap. I only gave $1 for it, and I'm going to tell you why I gave $1 for it. Sally Bay, you ain't had it on her regular. Oh, that's like a little kid putting their shoes on the wrong feet. Okay, now she's got it all right. Anyway, I got it real cheap, got it for $1 at one of those little thrift stores. And I like to go on a regular basis to these thrift stores and stuff, because a lot of times you'll get somebody that's, you know, has been in that, doing that for a while, and for whatever reason, they're either not making no money, they're tired of doing it, it's too much on them, whatever the case is. Then they start marking everything down and trying to get rid of it so they don't have to take it home or whatever. Anyway, they mark it down really cheap, and that's when I like to go, because I get it really cheap. So anyway, that's how come I got it for $1. I think it's cute. I think it's called a baby doll jacket. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's what it looks like on the back. And I'm going to upcycle it today, and I'm going to upcycle it using this twin flat sheet, and I gave $1 for it at one of the thrift stores. And, you know, I sort of like it that they have them like this, but sometimes I don't, because you can't get in there and look at it and see if it's, you know, stains or whatever. But nevertheless, I've had good luck with them doing it so far like that. So I am fixing to show you what I'm going to do after I figure out what I'm going to do. All right, the reason I chose this color right here and this is because blue jean, of course, and then this color right here is like the it's like the goldish color. Like, I think it'll blend in pretty good, so that's why I picked this right here. Now this was a sheet right here that I had got it another time. Actually, I got it at the same place, and I've cut it up into strips, and so this is just a bunch of strips. I'm going to make me a ruffle, probably to go on the top of this one, because they're about this, you know, contrasting colors. So that's my thinking. Let's see how it works. Okay, I thought I would show you where these sleeves go to on me. Now, you know, I sort of like a sleeve like that. So I don't think I'm going to cut them off, but I think I will add to them. I thought about just adding a little ruffle right through here, but I think I'll just add to them and make them like down here. Now, I know it's a little hot right now to be doing this, but I want to get it done so I can move on to something else, because it's taking up room in my closet. It's still going to take up room in my closet. You know, I made these and never ever used them, and I added to some more of it, just some beads and stuff. Anyway, I thought about putting that on the back, and I tried it, but you know, when I cut it out, this side right here was straight, because I was going to put it on this side of the leg, you know, on the straight side. So it don't look good. I don't know what I'm going to do with this now. See? It looks wop-sided. It is wop-sided. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I got to come up. If you can think of something for me to do with it, let me know. Okay, so I took one of the strips right here, and I folded it in two, like that right there. Pressed it real good, and then I ran it through my little serger machine, because, you know, you set on that dial, and it'll sort of ruffle it up for you. Or you could put it on your regular sewing machine and put it on the highest tension that it is. I think I showed you that before, and it will ruffle it up for you too. And I did one. I was going to show it to you. Here it is. Here it is. See, it's just a subtle ruffle. So I did that, and I thought I can't find, why can't I keep up with stuff? Here it is. It's in the midst of all this, that's why. And this one is just a tad bit longer. And I'm going to put this one around the bottom. All right, so now I'm going to cut me out a couple of these strips. And it's going to be under here. So I've already cut this out. one of them, and I'm going to cut another one out. And I measured it out, and it is about 7 inches, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, when you cut yours out, it's going to be different from what I cut out. So I'm going to tear it off, and I'm going to fold it together, and I'm going to run it through my ruffler like I did the other one. So it'll be like this right here. And then this one will be on the top of it, like that right there. And I'll just have this subtle little bit at the bottom. Okay, so I've got 2 of these, and I sewed them together, and I've pressed them. And I'm fixing to run them through and the ruffler to make them look like this. And I was going to show you what I put on. Now, I know that there's a professional way to do it, but I done told y'all I'm not a professional. So I'm all about easy. So I'm sure this is the wrong way to tell you, but that's what I'm telling you. It's what I do. Let me show you. Okay, here's my dial on my serging machine. And all I do is just put it right here to this number 2. And it shows it's a little smaller than, you know, the gather. Then this one down here, I don't know if you can't even see that. But anyway, that's what I put it on. I just put it on that 2 right there, and it gathers it up for me just fine, and I'm happy with it. Now, a professional person would tell you to change your foot out and put that ruffler foot that comes with it. But what I want to do that when it'll do it for me right here. And so all I do is just slightly run it through there. Can you see it now? It just slightly puts a little gather in it. So, and that's all I need. Okay, so here's the end of it. And I serged it off. And then I'm fixing to just slightly fold it under. And I'm fixing to do me a straight stitch right down there. Okay, so I sewed it down. That's what the front looks like. And then I'm going to go match it up and just start sewing around. I'll show you. Okay, so here's my starting point. This hem right here stops right there. But what I'm fixing to do is just turn it upside down, follow this line, go all the way to here. I don't think I need to pin it. I think I can follow it. And then start right here. And I'm just going to sew it upside down. And then when I get through, I'll flip it over, give it a press, and then I'll do a small top stitch on the top of it. Okay, so we got that on, and I top stitched around it, and then the same thing to the ends like I did the other side. And so now let's work on the sleeves. Okay, so I got way more than I actually needed, which is good for me. So now I got enough to go around these sleeves, and that way I won't have to be using this extra piece that I cut. Oops, sorry. All right, now here's the top of that bed sheet. You know what I'm talking about, the hem of it, the top of it. What I'm wanting to do is, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. If it does, it does. If it don't, I'll sew it back together. So this piece right here, can you see that? I'm wanting to cut that open. I'm wanting to cut it open, and then I'm wanting to insert this on the inside, you know, sort of make it have like a V down, just so it'll have a little color in the sleeve. I'm just going to stick it through here. And it's going to go right up. I might have went up too far. I don't know. But I'm going to sew this in here. Got to figure out how I'm going to sew it in there. Let me get my hand up in there. Okay. Not doing too good a filming job here. But I think you get the gist of it. Okay, so I'm going to split the other side up just like that. I'm going to leave this intact. And I'm going to sew my piece in there, and hopefully it'll have like a little peeky-boo thing. So I'm going to do this side just like it and make sure it matches. I don't want to have one the other. It looks like I'm going to have to clip this right here so I can get up in there. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm going to cut this apart. Okay, so I got my sleeve open, and this On this one side don't have any pretty stuff on it, but of course I'm going to use this side. So I'm going to face it toward the outside. I'm going to go ahead and use this hem right here because it's already hemmed for me. I'm just going to line it up right here, and I'm going to pin it in place, and I'm just going to taper it down as I go on one side to here, and then I will turn around and do the other side, and I will try to taper it down as I go on this side, and hopefully that works. If it don't, we'll do something else. Switching to plan B. Okay, so since these sleeves are already formed, you know, if I try to veer them out like that, it's gonna be wavy at the bottom. That's not gonna work. Okay, so I found the middle of this yellow right here. I've pinned it up at the shoulder, and I've made me little blue dots down through here. And what I'm fixing to do is just line up the blue dots like it was, and I'm just going to sew down this yellow, this gold down here instead of in the middle, and that way it'll still have just like a little bit of that peekaboo in there. Okay, so I've got those in, and you can see them right there. I had thought about, you know, you really can't see them. I guess you could after I get my arm in there and start moving around. But I didn't know whether I should just cut that right through there and let it fray out a little bit, or just leave it as is. But now I'm going to start working on the bottom half of the sleeve. I don't know. I might have put a lot of work into that and you can't even see it. But I know it's in there. I think it's cute. I may cut that so you can see it. I don't know. Anyway, I want to start working. I want to get those sleeves down just a little bit longer, like a little bell sleeve. I'm thinking I might want to get it down to here. I think I might want it to be a little blousier right here. And I may go ahead and use this one right here at the top part of it. But let's just see how it goes. Okay, here's my measurement. You know, I'm not much on measuring, but I want it from here to here. So that means I'm going to cut it right here. So I'm just fixing to snip it. Snip it and rip it. Snip it and rip it. I'm a poet and don't know it. All right. Now I'm fixing to run it through there and ruffle it up just a tad. I'm fixing to get me just enough to go around this sleeve right here, and then I'm going to sew it to this line right here. Okay, I got my two sleeves, and I'm fixing to serge them down the side. Okay, gonna match them up, and if you don't have a serger, use a zigzag, do just as good. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking I'll do. I'm gonna sew it to this line like I said, but I'm thinking I'm gonna put this one on the inside and sew it around, and then I think I'll put this blue piece on the outside. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll sew it upside down right here, and then I'll top stitch it like I did right here. Okay, so I got it inside the sleeve, and I'm just gonna follow this line right here all the way around the sleeve, and then that'll be all on the inside. All right, so that did not turn out like I like it. There's always another plan B, or would that be plan C? I don't know. Anyway, I put this on there like I thought I would like it, and I do not like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it up and make it shorter, put that hem in there, and it'll look like this side. I hadn't done it yet, but I just got it pushed up in there, and I think that's going to look a whole lot better. You know, it's just a trial and error. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And so if I don't like it, I'm not going to wear it. So what's the purpose? So anyway, I'm going to push that up in there, hem that, and we'll go from there. All right, I got it pinned around, and I think that's going to look better. Plus two, it's going to be finished on both sides. So if you got your arm up, you can see inside. Like anybody's going to be looking at my sleeve. All right, so I've got that done. I hemmed it from the inside, and I like it. It's a little puffy. But now what I want to do is I cut these strips out right here, little small ones, and I run them through my machine to gather them up. The tension was on 9, so it's real easy to do. So I'm fixing to take this piece and I'm fixing to go around the sleeves one time. Can you see that? And then I'm fixing to take it right here and I'm fixing to go around this way with it. Now, I didn't hem this. This is sort of frayy like, and I'm still debating whether to sort of snip this and let that fray out when I wash it. But I still can't make my mind up. You know, I'm old school. Back in the day, if you had a tear in your clothes, you was poor people. Or if you had a hole in your clothes. Now, the more you got, the better you are. Okay, so I've got that on right there. Got it on right through here. I'm in the way of the table here. Okay, so now I've got it all the way around through here, all the way around through here. And I'm thinking I might want to take this piece of, you know, the top off of the sheet. And I've cut me out a little template. And I would like to make me just a little piece to go up there. Now, I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but what I do if I don't like it, that's right, I take it off. Okay, so there's my template. I cut me a piece out, and I'm fixing to just use this template to iron it down to make sure I get it the right size. So I'm going to iron it down on both sides, sew it down, and then sew it to my jacket. So let me get these two done. Okay, I've just got them pinned on right here just to see if I like them. And I don't know if I like them. So I'm undecided. So I don't know. That would be a no. So for the back, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is cut me out some of these, this shape. I'm going to cut it out in this and this and layer it on top of each other. And I'm going to put that on the back. Oh, I think it turned out right cute. And there's the back.